strong box. All right, what we have here in the contents of this here box should hopefully totally end my board madness, but we will see. Because what is board madness, you might ask? Well, we all suffer from it from time to time, but board madness is when you just keep trying new shit, and you probably shouldn't, but I think you should. And I'll tell you why. This is gonna be kind of an unboxing explanation of board madness here. But yeah, you should try new shit. So like I was saying, board madness is when you're trying new shit all the time. And the only way you know you're gonna like anything is if you try new stuff. So I recommend trying new shit. But if you're on a board right now that feels super, super good to you, measure the board. Measure the length, measure the wheelbase. You probably already know the width. Measure the noses from the tip to the bolts. Measure the tail and make note of it. But don't settle on it until you've tried other things, because that's the only way you're gonna know if that's the right board for you. So yeah, hopefully in this box here, which I'm gonna open up in here in a second, will end my board madness, and I'll explain to you why I think it will end my board madness. So let's get to the box, shall we? All right, we got the box here. Let's open her up. Sorry. So as you can see, I ordered this box from Tactics, which is, you know, established in, it says it right here on the box, in case you're wondering, 1999, Oregon, USA. I'm from Washington. It's like, you know, supporting a local as much as you could say, because they are a local shop. So I like to feel like I support my local. Okay, so first thing we got here on top, I'm gonna put the box right here. We got some grip. So we got some mob grip. This isn't really part of the board madness. I don't go through board madness with grip, so I just got mob. I don't know why I got mob. I can do mob or Jessup. Little pack and slip there. Paper. Very, very good paper. So we're gonna go. Oh yeah, it's probably a good sound bite right there. Some paper. And some stickers. Some stickers there. So we got some trucks. And what kind of trucks, you might ask? So these are the Venture V-Lite 5.8s. They're not the V hollows, and part of the board madness is the V hollows have an axle, or a hollow axle and a hollow kingpin, and that's just too lightweight for me. Remember, this is all subjective on what your board madness is going to be for, kind of what you like to skate, what you like to do. But these are the perfect truck for me. They're the forged ones, not the cast, so they are, I mean, slightly smaller. I think they're 53.5 tall, and I've been skating a set of these for quite a while now, and I'll probably grab the board so you can kind of see what I'm working with there. But yeah, these trucks will make sense here in a second when you see what board that I'm going with. And Ventures are just very slept on, and part of the board madness I can blame on old Ben DeGrow. Some people like to call him Daddy. I'm not gonna call him Daddy because I got a daddy, but yeah, Ben DeGrow, he kind of started my board madness a little bit. So yeah, we got the Venture V-Lites 5.8s. Let's get to the board. So the board is also very important. So, as you can see, it is a girl board, and it is this Malto board. What makes this board special for me? The twin tip. It is a twin tip. This is an 8.5 twin tip. I've ultimately, hey, that came off really nice. Let's take it out of the package here. Got a sticker. Sticker comes with pretty much every girl deck. Pretty sick. Put that aside over here. I'll give you the specs of this here deck in case for all you deck weirdos out there like me, you need to know it. But this is a twin tip deck, 8.5. What makes it special? Well, it's got a 14-inch wheelbase, and why that matters, and I think people sleep on wheelbases, is it can depend a lot, and this isn't just based upon this, but it can depend a lot on your height and like the length of your legs. And you know, I'm an average height fellow, probably like 5'7", but I got short legs. I got like a 30-inch inseam or whatever. Short legs, stubby. Well, when you're kind of built like that, a smaller wheelbase is pretty good for you. And it took me a while to figure this out because I was always skating 14.25 wheelbases and hell, even bigger. But when I went back to girl boards, which were commonly, a lot of them were 14-inch wheelbases, everything just felt good again. And I wasn't sure why until I kind of went through the madness, right? And figured out that which wheelbase is good for me. And the only way I knew that was by skating a girl deck. And I've skated a lot of different brands. I was on Santa Cruz for a while. I skated Thank You decks, because those have 14-inch wheelbases. And that kind of started my journey to find the perfect setup. And so yeah, this has a 14-inch wheelbase. It is symmetrical. The nose and the tail are 6.84, both of these guys. And the overall length is a 31.875. And what's cool about girl is, if you can see that, they stamp everything on the deck, so you know exactly what it is. Another thing you got to figure out too is if you're a steep deck guy or a mellow deck guy. And what I mean by that is by, you know, how much concave it has, how steep the kicks are, how much they go up, you know, what the degrees of those are. So different brands have different kind of steepness. Girl decks tend to be a little bit more mellow. Other brands like that Primitive, from what I've skated, are pretty mellow. Thank You decks are mellow. And like Blind, which is no longer with us, basically, we're steep. Zero boards are steep. Santa Cruz is pretty steep. So you're not gonna know that unless you skate different brands. And I've skated all the brands. I've went through the madness, and I think my madness might be over. That's kind of what this video is about. And an important thing to also think about is the trucks that go with it. And it's kind of hard to even explain it, honestly, but Ventures go insanely good with a mellow board with a short wheelbase. And I'm not sure why, because Ventures lengthen your wheelbase probably more than any other truck. So if you put Indies on this board, your wheelbase will be smaller than if you put these Ventures on there. But I think part of it is because it's got these mellow kicks. It's like you get the feel of the mellow board while you're standing on the board, but when you go to pop, you get kind of the pop of a steep deck because your truck is pushed out a little bit farther. So it changes your pivot point, if that makes sense. And the only way that I figured this kind of combination out is by skating other boards. And I've skated them all. And I think it comes to this setup. And why an 8.5? Well, I can explain that pretty easily too. It's another important part about your board madness, you could say. So yeah, as far as the width of the board, it's kind of all subjective on how you like to skate and things like that. You got to let yourself evolve and let your setup evolve with you as a skater. At the beginning of the year, I was on an 8-inch deck and I was trying to do more ledge stuff, really focused on flip trick stuff. And then probably, I don't know, halfway through this year, 2023, a little less than that, I discovered curb skating and I moved up to an 8.25. And I've been on Ventures the whole time, flat decks the whole time, 14-inch wheelbase the whole time. But I switched up to an 8.25 because I wanted that just, I don't know, a little bit more width for the curbs. And it definitely helped. And I was still probably flipping the board more than I was skating the curbs. And then recently, Well, it's been a lot more. It's been a lot more curb skating, and I still flip the board, and I don't want to sacrifice one for the other. You're going to give some, you're going to take some. That's part of the board madness, and that's part of finding your perfect setup. I had one of these boards laying around, basically an old one, twin chunk Chris Roberts deck, and I set that up still on my 825 trucks, and I could explain how I made that work in a future video if you guys like to hear that, because it's actually kind of cool. So yeah, that's kind of how I ended up with, you know, I'm going to be at 8.5 with the Venture trucks. Part of it is just staying consistent throughout this last year, as I feel like helped my skating feel more consistent, more confident when I kind of know what to expect. I've still dabbled in other shapes, quickly realized that they didn't work. Before I wouldn't quickly realize that. And the last thing we'll touch on is wheels. And so these are the wheels that I'm rocking right now. The Bones X Formula 97s. And this, once again, has to go with the kind of terrain that you're skating. I mostly skate on the streets, so I got these 97s. They're in 52 millimeter. They're the X5 shape, or the V5, whatever they call it. And it has that side cut. And so the size of the wheel also, you know, what are you skating? What kind of skating you're doing? All these things kind of factor in what kind of board you should skate, what kind of trucks you should skate, what size wheels you should skate. And it gets really confusing. You can see that I've skated these ones for, you know, quite a while. Getting pretty groovy. So all I did was get the same trucks in an 8.5 to just match the board. But yeah, I think that maybe I've finally cured my board madness. And sorry there's no skating in this video. Actually, the last had two sessions this last week that were awesome, really awesome. Didn't pull out the camera for any of them. I'm a shit YouTuber. If you want to call me a YouTuber, skate, I don't give a shit what you call me, but I suck. Because they were fucking awesome, and it would have made great content, but man, sometimes you just gotta skate. But yeah, if you guys want to talk about board setups, board madness, that kind of stuff, join the Discord. I'll put the link down there, and I'm definitely, you know, I'm gonna try to hold off. I'm trying to axle these trucks, you know, get my first axle on these trucks, but yeah, I'm trying to hold off on setting that up and skating it, even though I really want to. But yeah, join the Discord, talk skate stuff. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna start putting kind of like B-side videos on there, things that I won't upload to YouTube, or even put the videos up there sooner. Yeah, just kind of fun. So consider joining that. I like talking skateboarding, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna wait to set this up because I've got to axle those trucks. Like I was saying, definitely not gonna set this board up. Fuck. Okay, I'm definitely not gonna skate it. Okay. Don't forget to make every day a Saturday, and I'll see you guys on the next one.